Hey, hey, all my kings and queens. Your favorite bi woman tea is back. And today I am going to actually be talking about someone from the reality dating show Love is Blind. And for those of you who don't know or haven't tuned in, it's basically a show where they have men and women living separately, and you get to talk to each other but without seeing each other. And if the two of you form an emotional connection, basically one partner proposes to the other, you eventually meet, you go on vacation together, you meet each other's families, and if things continue going well, you basically make it down to the altar. And yeah, it'll make a lot more sense if you watch it. But on this season, there is a contestant, Sarah. She seems to connect with this guy, Ben. And I don't mean this in like any hateful way towards her. And the last thing I want is anybody bashing her on social media. That's not the intention of this video. I'm a peaceful person. I may disagree with an approach, but it doesn't mean that I want to see somebody torn down. And she could have good intentions on why she's speaking this way, but here's just my input. She keeps basically, like at times throughout the pods, throughout the season, she keeps insisting to her partner, Ben, that she's very, very pro-LGBT. She has a lesbian sister, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. She makes it known that she's very, very accepting, but it just seems like as the show is going on, it's like she has an issue with his church. She says she doesn't like the stance they take. And I mean, me personally, as a bi woman, I really don't see the need for like the way these liberals want everything to be all about progressiveness. I'm not more likely to come into your store or your church or any sort of service if you're throwing around rainbow flags. Like, that's not going to make me more comfortable. Honestly, if I saw a bunch of people running at me with rainbow flags and they said, "Oh my God, T, we accept you, come here," I would probably be like a little scared, probably. I would probably be like, "Oh, that's wonderful, but like, is that the only way you see me?" There's other aspects to who I am too. Like, this is where I really don't resonate with most Democrats, because everything about them seems to be about identity politics. When it comes to Sarah, like, she's constantly looking at things through the lens of identity, and it's like, oh, is this progressive enough? She knows Ben likes his church, and it's like, oh, I don't really go to church. Oh, they're not LGBT friendly enough. She's acting like the church, like it's the most oppressive place in the world for women and LGBT individuals. You know, a lot of us non-woke LGBT people, we just want to be spoken to like a regular person. It's like, you don't have to look at us through the lens of identity constantly. You don't want to make it constantly known, like, oh, I'm being nice to you because you're LGBT. Oh, I'm being nice to you because you're a minority. Like, just take a breather. It's okay, girl. But maybe that's just who she is. Maybe she's super nice and she thinks she's adding some goodness to the world. Also, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way when she was saying that her fiance has to go with her to Pride. Maybe because I'm in New York City. Personally, while I've been to many Pride parades, I don't see myself going anymore. I mean, It's not about even celebrating people that are in loving same-sex relationships. It's more of like a wokeism celebration. You have people of all identities there, you have straight people there, and it's just basically like a push of all this woke ideology. It's more like a communism parade, at least the one in New York City now. You won't be seeing me there again. Yeah, just the way things have gotten. He seemed like he's saying on camera, maybe for the cameras, maybe for Sarah, it's like he's saying, yeah, I'll go with you. But it's like, I could sense it, Ben. There was like a little bit of hesitation there, a little bit of discomfort, but maybe he's thinking, oh my God, if I say I don't want to go to Pride, am I going to be perceived as this horrible homophobic guy? Oh my God, I don't want to come off that way on the cameras, or oh, I don't want Sarah to stop loving me. I mean, it's okay, I get that. Like, people could get severely bashed for saying the wrong thing on reality TV. So, I mean, I get the cameras part, but I don't think any person should pressure somebody into something that they don't really want to do. Just the way she was like pushing at him for it, like, oh, you have to come. It was like almost like saying like he didn't accept her lesbian sister and sister-in-law if he doesn't go. She could still go with her sister and sister-in-law. I understand she wants him to go, but I don't know. Bottom line, now I'm just rambling. I think you should, in any relationship, do what makes you comfortable. And if something is not resonating with you, you should say something. If something is not making you comfortable, say something. And I mean, we won't know until the episode comes out, but it sounds like she's not completely comfortable with his faith and his church. And honestly, I think maybe they'd be better off staying friends. That's just my opinion. I know they come off at times like, oh, like he'll say like, oh, I'm so in love with her. She's so beautiful. She'll say she's so happy that she met him. And she'll say, oh, it's not that we don't see eye to eye. We do, but I don't know. It's like something just seems off, like in the long run, if they both do say I do, like I just sense like there's going to be problems there. I'll say that. So that is just my opinion. I also noticed, one thing I noticed about Love is Blind is whenever politics does come up, it just seems like they only have people from the left on that show, and the one person that was on the right was that girl Sarah Ann. I can't remember which season she was from, and then they all hated on her because they said she wasn't a girl's girl. I actually liked Sarah Ann a lot, not just because of her politics, but I thought that whole thing with her and that guy, and then there was that other girl. I can't remember what exactly happened, but I remember something with the guy picked somebody else, and then she sent him a text message and said it was so nice meeting you. And then his fiance that he did pick got like totally angry about it. But these are just my thoughts on it. But I don't know. Has anyone else noticed like the show is very, like it's like as they've brought politics into it, it seems like they won't bring anybody in that's to the right in any way. And usually the people that are like moderate, it's like they usually have a partner that's trying to like push them to conform to their beliefs. And I hate to say this, I really, really liked Devin and Virginia this season. I thought they were an amazing couple. The only thing that made me uncomfortable was when Devin is saying that his family is more conservative, and then Virginia, who seems like this amazingly successful, beautiful woman. She has so many things going for her career-wise, and she wants to make money off investment. She has so many great qualities, and then she says that she always votes Democrat, and then she seems uncomfortable about Devin and his family voting conservative. And it's like, I don't know, like one thing, Virginia aside, one thing that like kind of confuses me with some Democrats is the ones that are like really successful and like really have built themselves up and they really want to like make something big of themselves. I'm just confused with why they would then want to vote people in that are Marxists or communists or want to push the country in the direction of countries that people are fleeing from. Like, that's one thing, like, that confuses me about the Democratic Party. It's like a big walking contradiction in that way. And I also think, like, one way the Democratic Party, I'm giving you all advice if I don't think any Democrats are watching this, but yeah, if you are, is don't make the whole focus of the party on identity politics and Cardi B twerking. I think that ruined the party a lot. And like I said, please don't leave anybody from the show hate comments as a result of this video. I know it takes a lot to be on reality TV. These people are not in control of the cameras or how they're being perceived. And, you know, it sounds like this exciting opportunity. Oh, I'm going on a reality show. And it's like they could say one thing that could be perceived or edited like out of context. And it could like really have an effect on their lives. So again, please don't push any hate on these people. And I also hope Netflix is feeding them. I know that was like a big issue that they were giving the contestants at one point like tons of alcohol to drink but not enough food. But anyway, as always, it is great to see all you kings and queens, and I will see you all in the next video. Much love to all.